Friends, this is Deepika Luna, your IT teacher, is once again with you with a new tutorial. So let's start with today's class. So children, we in the last tutorial we discussed about database objects, in which we discussed about tables, query, report and form. Tables, we have already discussed much about tables, that what are the different parts of a table, what is a table, what is the benefit of using table. So in this today tutorial we will discuss about something related to query. So what is query? That I have already discussed with you. So they are the commands which are used to define the data structure and also to manipulate the data in the database. It also helps us join information from different tables and filter that information. So filtering means that the query uses criteria you provide it to hide some data and present only what you want to see. So the topic which we are going to discuss today, that will be related to somehow with the query you can consider. So let's start with today's tutorial. Today we will continue with the same unit 11, database development. And today we will discuss about session 3 and session 7. Session 3 is manipulating data and session 7 is create and manage query. You might be wondering that why I have taken two different chapters and why two chapters I'm going to discuss on in one video. The reason behind this, because they both the chapters are very much interrelated to each other. Whatever you will know, whatever you will learn in session 3, that will be used in session 7. So instead of doing it separately, first you will learn everything, then you will imply it. We will know little bit about a tool in this session, and then we will apply, or we will learn how to use those tools in the database. So let's start with first topic. So are you ready to learn? Let's start. As you know that we have started discussing about database, and we learned so many things about database. So in database, along with all those things that you have learned, uh, one another thing is this, that whenever you are using the database, in the database you can define the structure of the data and manipulate the data using some commands. Now what does this mean? You can define, like, what should be the name of the table, what should be the name of the different fields in the table, what should be the data type. You can set the constraints, like you can set the primary key, foreign key. Manipulate the data means you can add some of the records, you can delete some of the records, you can modify some of the records or data. Along with this, other objects also, like we can create the tables also, we can create the form, query, report, and we can work with all these objects. So in today's lesson we will discuss about some of these languages. So there are basically two languages which are used for this task. One is DDL, that is data definition language, and another one is DML, that is data manipulation language. In today's tutorial we will only discuss about DDL commands. We will also know which are the different DDL commands and what is the use of each command. Like we have 5 different commands in DDL: create, drop, alter, rename and truncate. What is DDL? That is data definition language. This DDL is also known as data description language. It is a standard which is used for defining the different structures in a database. DDL statements or commands, they can be used to add, remove or modify tables within a database. This is just an example. Other than that, DDL statements or commands, they can be used to create, modify and remove database objects such as tables, indexes, etc. Now, what are indexes? Like we said, that using DDL commands we can create, modify and remove database objects such as tables, indexes, etc. Tables, you all are aware that what are the tables. Now what are the indexes? If you have a book and you want to find any topic, you can just go to the index at the back of the book, which will tell you exact pages where you can find that topic. It is somehow similar to that. Like a book index contains a page number. If you see at the back of your book, or we can say the front of the book where index is given, then book index will contain a page number. Similarly, a database index will have a pointer to the row, and that row contains the value that you are searching for in your select statement. A database index, it is a collection of pointers, and each pointer points to a full table record that is stored in the database. The index allows records to be found very efficiently based on a known set of lookup values. If you see these two tables, the one table is index table and another table is name is given as table 1. Now here some numbers are given in index table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and so on. Similarly, the same column of index table is given in the table 1 table. Now, this index table is actually an index which will point to a specific record of table 1. If you see this line with an arrow where third row, or we can say the pointer 3 is pointing to the third record of table 1. Similarly, pointer 7 is pointing to the 7th record of the table 1. Similar way, any of the fourth pointer, like pointer 4, will point to the 4th record of the table 1. So that is an index which makes it easy to find any of the record easily and effectively. Now, different DDL commands or data definition language or data description language commands we are having, they are create, drop, alter, rename and truncate. These all commands can be used to add, remove or modify tables within a database. And each DDL command will have a predefined syntax for describing the data. One important thing I want to share with you, this is 100% that question will be asked from this topic in your final examination. Sometime it is only asked that what do you mean by DDL, or it can be asked explain any of the DDL commands, or what is the syntax of create command. So such questions can definitely be asked from this session. So please understand the topic carefully, because it will be definitely going to ask in your examination. First we have create command. So create command is, first of all you need to remember, this is a DDL command, data definition or data description language command. Create command is used to create the database objects, as it is said. Which database object? Like it can create the database also, it can create the tables also. Now, as I have already told you that whenever you use any of the command, DDL command, it will have a predefined syntax. So similarly, Create command is also having its own syntax. Create database, then database name. This is a syntax. We try to understand it with the help of an example. Create database test and then semicolon. Remember, you will not use angular brackets when you will write the code. Now, this create command will create a database with name test. So name of the database will be test, which will be an empty database without any table. So this is the syntax and example for the create command. Next we said that we can create tables also using the create command. So syntax will be different when you want to create a table using the create command. Now syntax will be create table, table name, then column name 1, data type 1, column name 2, data type 2, so on, then column name n, data type, and then close the bracket and then semicolon. Why column name n? Because the number of columns you want in your table, you have to define it inside the create table command. Table name will be the name of the table whichever you want to give to your table. Column name will be the name of the field or name of the column you want to define. Data type, the type of data you want to store in that column, whether you are going to store number based data, text based data, binary data, any image, or whatever type of data you are going to store, that data type you will mention here. We try to understand it with the help of an example. For example, I want to create a table employee, so create table employee bracket start, then employee ID integer data type, then employee name char data type, age integer data type, city char with size, then phone number varchar size, then bracket close with semicolon. Employee ID here, it is the column name and integer is the data type. Now this data type topic we have already discussed. So if you have confusion that why we have chosen int, char, varchar, just watch the previous tutorial when I discussed all the data types. It will be easy to understand. Employee ID, as it can contain now only the number based value. Employee name, it can contain, like name will definitely be a text value. Age, it will be a numeric value, so integer. City char, because it will also be a text value, so char. Phone number varchar. Why we have not taken integer here, where because in phone numbers we will have only numbers, not text. Reason behind this, because sometimes phone numbers may contain spaces, so spaces will be considered as text. Or sometimes we are writing the phone numbers with city code or country code with plus symbol, so that will also be considered as a text value. So when I will write this code, I would be able to create a table like this: employee ID, employee name, age, city, phone number. This will be a blank table where you would be able to enter the data. In further tutorials, we will learn how to enter data using the commands. Next, we have drop command. Drop command is used to remove any object from the database. Whenever you will use the drop command to drop a table, or we can say to delete a table, all the rows in the table will be deleted and table will also be removed from the database. One thing you need to remember, once table is dropped using drop command, you cannot get it back. So if drop command will be used, make sure that you do not require this table anymore. Why do we require drop command? We know that in database we have multiple tables. Sometimes what happens that some of the tables are not required anymore in the database. So you want to remove those tables from the database. So then you can use the drop command. As we know that all the DDL commands are having some predefined syntax. So drop command is also having a predefined syntax. So syntax is drop table then table name. So in angular brackets you will write the name of the table which you want to delete. Let's try to understand it with the help of an example. You will use the example, for example, like we have created the table employee using the create command. Now I want to drop this table, so drop table employee. Be careful before dropping a table. As I told you, deleting a table will result in loss of complete information stored in the table along with the table structure also. Next is alter command. The meaning of alter is to change something, to modify something, definitely. So alter command allows to alter or modify the structure of the database. It modifies an existing database object. Using this command, you can add additional column, drop existing column, and even change the data type of columns. So this alter command is very useful. Yes, it is also having a predefined syntax. Syntax for alter command is alter table, then table name, then add column name, data type, or alter table, table name, change old column name to new column name. Other than these also, we are having some other clauses also which we can use to make the changes. But as per your syllabus, only a small concept is given here. So I'm discussing it with these two syntaxes. So if you will use it with add clause, then it will be used to add a new column in your table. Like you were having employee ID, employee name, age, city, phone number, and you want to add one more field in your table, then you can use the alter table command. Or if you want to change the name of the column, then you can use the change clause with the alter table. So this is the syntax of alter command using which you would be able to write the code. As we have already created a table employee using create command where we were having 5 fields: employee ID, employee name, age, city, and phone number. Now I want to add another field or another column in my table then I can use the alter command, which will be used to modify the structure of the table. So how we will do that? We will use the alter table employee add address varchar 20. Now 20 is the length, the size means that maximum 20 characters or the combination of numbers and characters can be used for the address field. If any of the cell will contain any value more than 20 characters, then automatically it will not be accepted. So you can specify more than 20 also. So maximum 255 is the length can be specified. So once you will write this code, then the table structure will be changed and that will be address will be added in your table. Or if I want to change the, so for example, the field name, any of the field name I want to change, like phone number, here it is given. Now I want to change it from phone number to contact details. Then how will I write? Alter table employee change phone number contact details. It means now phone number should be changed from the contact details. Now when this command will be executed, the structure of the table has been changed like this. So now phone number has been changed from contact details. So this is the use of alter command, that which will be used to modify the structure of the table. Next we have rename command. Rename command is used to rename an object. If you want to give a new name from an old name to the table. Suppose now the table name is employee, and if you want to change the name of the table from employee to any other name, then you can use the rename command. Syntax is here: rename table old table name to new table name. We take an example, then rename table employee to EMP. So now I have changed the name of the table. Truncate command. Truncate command is used to delete all the rows from a table permanently. It means it will delete all the records from the table. Listen carefully. It is deleting the records from the table, not the table structure. Syntax: truncate table, then table name. Example: truncate table, then table name. That is, employee is the name of the table. Now, there is always a question asked that what is the difference between drop and truncate command. As drop command, it deletes the table data and table structure from the database, whereas truncate command will be used to delete only the records, only the rows from the table. Empty table, which we call as the structure of the table, will still be available in the database if you use a truncate command. But if you use drop command, then along with the table structure, data will also be deleted. Both will be deleted in case of drop command. If we want to delete the whole database, then drop database employee data. If we want to delete or truncate employee details from database employee data, then we will use truncate table employee. So in the first command, the details of the employee and the employee table, employee database, everything will be deleted. But in case of truncate command, only the details of the employee in the employee table will be deleted, but table structure, empty table, will still be available in the database. Today we learned about various DDL commands. in which we discussed about create, alter, drop, rename, and truncate command. We discussed the syntax of each of the command with an example. Children, DDL commands only create, alter, and drop. Only the name of these commands are given in your session 3. Truncate and truncate and rename commands are not given in your book, but as if you see the previous examination, some of the times they have been asked in the exam, so that's why I have discussed about these two commands also. And description of each of these command uh, is actually not given in the book. Session 7 includes the detailed description of these commands with the example, but in your book it is only given for the create command. For alter, drop, truncate, and rename command, nothing is given in your book. So notes I have added in the video only. So definition, syntax, and example, everything you need to note down on your notebook. And one question which I discussed at the last, that is the difference between drop and truncate command. Make sure to learn and write down the difference in your notebook. So today we completed with DDL command. So in next lesson we will learn about TML commands. Thank you for watching this video and keep revising all the content. Stay safe, stay healthy.